And we are back in the house. So, how do you build muscle? As a busy professional that you are, building muscle, and being healthy and being active is very important. Obviously, for your health, for your ability as you age and wellness and stuff of that nature. So, how do you build muscle? How? So, you can build muscle in a lot of ways. You can. So, basically, let's start with muscle group split. So the muscle group split there are different varying ones. So you have where you split the muscle groups into movements. So you do push and pull. No, push, pull, legs is what a lot of people do. So they do that one. And you're doing pushing movements the one day, different ones. And then you're doing pulling movements the other day, yeah? And then you're doing legs, which is, separated, but it is a push in a way, isn't it? Mostly. So yeah, you are doing a lot of different muscle groups you focus on the one per day. So that can be done, it can be done at home with push, pull and leg movements that are body weight or with resistance bands or in the gym or in the park, anywhere. Next, so you have the full body, so you do the whole body 3 days a week usually, or you do 4 days a week. So the full body, have a day on, Monday on, Tuesday off, Wednesday on, Thursday off, Friday. So that is full body. And each full body workout can be different, it can be the same, it can be like a different version of full body for Monday, Wednesday, Friday, for example. Or it can be a same version repeated over and again, and then the weight's getting higher every week or so, as a progressive overload, or you are doing more eccentric based training as a form of progressive overload. So that can work in many ways for some people as well. We struggle to get to the gym as often usually, that's how it's used, but it can still be used as a normal workout plan. Now there's one that is like chest and back, and then you've got hamstrings and glutes, and then quads with shoulders or something like that. So that can be one that can work for people as well. And then again, you are doing chest and back again that week, and people do the legs again, or they do chest and back, shoulders, hamstrings and glutes, quads and shoulders, and then they repeat that for another 3 days. So that can work for some people as well. These workouts, depending on what ones you do, they can be like 20 minutes long, half an hour, up to an hour, hour and a half. As much time, if it fits your schedule, then it can work for you, basically, if it fits your schedule. So those workouts can be done. They're quite good as well, for many people, in different reasons. Usually, there's some science saying that hitting the same muscle group multiple times a week can be beneficial. In more recent times, there's science saying that. Do muscle group splits, however, and other ones, as long as you progressively overload each muscle, whatever workout you do will work for you. As long as you're consistent with it, you're going up, you have like a spreadsheet or an app maybe, and you're going up in weight slowly every 2 weeks or every week, or you are doing a more eccentric base, you're making the bit where you say I'm pushing the chest press away, and the bit where I'll come back down, that is the eccentric part of the movement, and doing that part slowly can be a form of progressive overload. So the first week you didn't do it slow, next week you did it slower. So that can be a form of progressive overload. which you have to put your muscles under for them to grow, or you can increase the weight. You can do a mixture of both. You can do supersets, actually, as one. There's many ways that you can progressively overload with the body. There's many ways, so there's a lot of ways to build muscle. Now, that said, you do have to be consistent, and you also have to be consistent with nutrition. So having some sort of basic plan, actually, or simple plan, let's say. So a simple plan where you have your meals, where you have your meals, you have your meats, you have your veg and starches, you batch cook them all, and then you put it in the freezer. Supplements can be beneficial in some ways, you don't need them. I'd say magnesium because it's not really in the soil anymore. That sounds really silly the way I said that. It's been depleted from the soil because of certain fertilizers are used, and it's not as much as it once was, basically. So it's a good idea to supplement it, and depending on what type, glycinate's one of the best ones. There's a few other ones and a few new ones that have been created over the years. So it's good to supplement like magnesium, and I'd say K2 as well can be beneficial to supplement. There's different types as well. So I'd say they're more the essential ones, and then the rest from food if you can. But also you can take creatine, that can help performance as well. Some of you might want to do protein shakes that can be beneficial for you. But some people it might not be, because it might be hard on the gut, the whey protein can be hard on the gut for some people. So that is a very individual thing as well. So you have to keep that in mind. But I'd say magnesium, K2 are more of the essential ones these days that would be very beneficial for your overall health to take. I'd say obviously the dose, make sure you research on that as well, and don't obviously take more than it says, or take 10 at once, or that sort of stuff. But creatine, I wouldn't say you need it, but it can be beneficial. You can get that from red meat as well, or you can take it as a supplement. Protein shakes, maybe mass gainers are not great. My protein has a relatively good mass gainer, but you don't need to take a mass gainer. But if you're struggling for time, protein shakes can work for you as well. Definitely. But if you batch cook and have your meals on point, have a time at the end of the day where you go and batch cook, that can be really beneficial for you to fit into the day. So you can do that, like if you get up even just an hour, I can't talk today, an hour earlier to batch cook, or at night. Sorry, I've got a fly above my head. Take an hour extra out of your day to batch cook, and then you've got it sorted for that week now. So it's just little things like that we don't really think of. It's hard to come up with ways to do it, to think of it logically, because we were so caught up in what we need to do, how many fires we need to put out throughout the day, that it can be easy to not realise, or it's quite difficult, it's quite challenging to do all this. So just finding that extra hour, keeping it simple, maybe cooking what you usually cook, having enough protein, using more natural ingredients, or not ultra processed foods. I think when you go to the supermarket, buy your meat, your veg, and your starches, healthy starches, and keeping it healthy, and how your grandparents used to eat and stuff of that nature. So that can be beneficial. So there are different types of resistance training, ways to split it up and focus on certain muscle groups as well. There is ways to batch cook, and that can be beneficial as well. So I hope this helps. Comment below. I do consultations, so there should be a link below. Click on the consultation link, book yourself in, and then we can go through and talk to you and do an individualized plan for you, nutrition plan, a workout plan that's individualistic for you and that you can use forever into the future rather than being on a monthly prescription each month, or weekly. Some of them do weekly prescriptions now. So yeah, so we will do a very individualized program for you around your busy lifestyle, and yeah, so that's what I do. So comment below, did you like this video? Was there too much rambling? What did you find interesting about working out? And how do you work out? Do you work out 3 days a week, 5 days a week? Do you do push-pull legs? Do you do each muscle group separately as well, or do you do full body or upper and lower, which I didn't mention? What sort of workout do you do? Comment below and let me know. And thanks for watching, and I'm out.